put the finishing touches on my load for smoke on a Manapana. I need, I don't know, maybe a half a shell container full of 45s, so I got more than enough to go play with tomorrow. Occasionally you get a reshoot, and myself, I've actually run out of ammunition for a reshoot, and I had to take the miss. So I always make sure I go with more than enough. It's a 6-stage match, and it's usually 10 pistol and 10 in your rifle. So a box of 100 will hold 5 stages. So I got extras already, but I want to finish out this second box. That way I know I'm good. An aggressive press that I have from Lee, it comes in from the backside and drops in the backside, and that's the furthest away from me as far as primers go, and I really can't see it that good. So I prefer to hand load them with the hand primer here, because as you can see, it dropped right in there. I can see it before I ever try to put it into the base of the case. So I'm going to motor through these real quick. I got my leftovers from my last match at the KC Corral, match, Thunder in the Brush. So I've cleaned them up, and they've been drying for 2-3 weeks just on a cookie sheet and a towel, because I tumble clean them, so they get a lot of water in there. So I stand them all up upside down like this and put them on a towel, and I'll just let them sit there till they're good and dry, or till the next. More efficient. You can see them, which is a safety factor. You can make sure that they're well up in there, so you don't have a case with what we call a high primer, and you're sitting there shooting your rifle or your revolver at your target, and when it comes around to go into the firing position, it won't let it go, because there's a slight raise at the back of the cylinder that the primer kind of rides up on, and if it's high, it will stop you right in your tracks and lock your entire pistol or your revolver up. And guess what? Whatever high prime behind it, and you can't rotate your cylinder, you could wind up with a minimum of 1 miss, which is 5 seconds, or it could be your very first round, and that is 5 seconds per round. So you're looking at 25 seconds of penalties, and ain't no way in the world you can make that up. Not that I'm going to make it up anyway. I shoot for a clean match. I like shooting clean. But I also like dressing the part. So if I can shoot clean and win the dress category in my division that I shoot, I'm happy. That's a double bonus. But if I can win just the dress part, I'm happy with that too. I shoot Classic Cowboy, and you have to have certain things in there. You have to have at least minimum of 5 things to shoot Classic Cowboy. Alright? And it's just like you see. I'm back. Got everything primed up. Now, on this press, this is the shell feed, and over here is the bullet feed, and then in the middle we have all the dies, and at the base plate is what rotates around with the pull of the handle. But this is the craziest thing about this press. You have some auto presses that rotate around in a circle. This one you just drop them in the top, and I guess the weight of the base is wider, so it just drop them right down in the tube. Just give it a little shake. I don't do nothing fast. I mean, you don't want to be super fast doing this, because I like to kind of look at, because on the very rare occasion finished setting up, I just wanted to show that how that worked. Alright, later. Now, True Black Powder company GoX is now out of business. Hopefully somebody takes over it. But anyways, I walked into the store and stumbled upon their last can. And I said, I think I'm going to use that to play in the Virginia State black powder. So, black powder is measured in volumes, not like smokeless powder where you just look for the grains. You need a certain volume of black powder substitute. So I have a book to measuring black powder by volume. I unscrewed the measure part. This is actually the measure. Unscrewed that as far out as I could go. Then I filled this up to the appropriate volume that I'm using. Poured it in while I had it in my hand, just poured it in there. Then I adjusted the adjusting screw straight up till the black powder started to crust the top of the measure that's inside there. So I run a few rounds through it when I loaded up the first batch, and I took them out here because you can take out at any given time as long as you don't really push in, because this will mess you up if you push it in. So I put it on, poured it out, and poured it in my little powder scale measure by volume here, and it was consistent every time, so I know that's good. And it's giving me the right amount of compression, because you got to compress black powder. So I filled the case up to where the bullet is the loop groove and the crimp groove and all that, and marked a line on this little case here, so I can drop it in the top. If I see that line, that's just one little bit below the crimp groove, so it gives it the proper compression. If you hook it up ahead of time, these little jaws that come on the lead press will actually go up into this die and cut them off. Then you gotta buy a brand new one of these. So you just gotta wait for that part to come along and then re-hook everything up. I already hand primed all this, but I just resized the case. That's where it went. Now it's over to this powder drop. Did I turn it on? Yes, I did. Now we're going to see what happens. The first one is probably going to be light, so I want to definitely check it. But it looks good. So we're going to take it and pour it into and measure the volume on there. And right on the money, like it's throwing this black powder charge just fine. Now, I'm going to drop this little mark in here, because the 38 will fit in there. And right there is where the bullet crimp groove is on my shell that I'm using. So it's going to compress it down to the proper compression. forgot to turn on my halo light. That is a beautiful thing. So we're going to hit this again. It comes around to me. Now it's right in front of me and I can see the other one. I can take my little checker and drop it and it's perfect. That way I know I got the proper amount of powder in each one. Now, it landed on me, thank goodness. What I gotta do is kind of come in at an angle like this because there's where the bullet is there and it has the feed arm here. So I gotta get around here, so I bring it in. No, I did that wrong. Right step, wrong sequence. I slide the feed arm in. Now I can come around that ramp I was talking about. The locker has just engaged the first bullet that's in there. Now I take this little screw and put it on to hold the feed in place. Get it screwed up in here. And that's there, that's ready, that's ready. Now we're totally engaged, ready to go. So it shoots the bullet out, lines the case up. And it should retract back up in here. I don't know why I'm having difficulty getting it to go. Something must not quite be lined up right. But anyway, but when I'm doing, it don't hurt to check each one or make sure. This is going to give me my crimp. Another bullet's going on, and that should spit out one, which it did. There we go. Perfectly crimped, perfectly compressed, and loaded. And the first three that's come around has been right on point. Checking number 4. Number 4 is good. Stop sometimes, this thing wants to act a little wonky because I guess throwing the timing off just a teeny bit by stopping and not getting on a consistent roll with it. And everything looks good. Checker back there. And that is 5 sitting there. So what we're going to do is check the next one around for a little quality control. I usually check about once I get going, I'll check every 10th one or so, and that's have to rotate around. Well, got the last shell coming out the ramp. Right now, it just dropped. So when you're going real fast, like I said, I don't do nothing real fast as far as this kind of thing going, because you can miss this, and then you got to disconnect this to get everything back on track. Right now, this tube has no shells in it. In order to keep everything rolling smooth, I got to make sure I notice that while I'm watching everything else. But I have because I pay attention to it more so now than when I first did it. So then you just take it and it rotates around and it just engaged that whole tube right there. Okay, I'm back. This is my outfit for tomorrow. Marshall PC Wabash outfit. Alright, now Classic Cowboy, you have to have certain things like I was talking about before. 5 things in minimum. So, we have our suspenders. Pocket watch with a full-length chain. It's 2. Garters for your arms. 3. A vest. 4. Neckerchief with a tie. 5. A knife for your gun belt. 6. Cuffs for your arms, they go on like this. 7. Spurs with spur straps for your boots. 8. Then we get into 9. This is both for 9. This is a set of this is a set of bow ties, which is a chink that goes from your knee down. I wear those on hot days. And it's going to be warm tomorrow. Don't think the humidity is supposed to be up. But I've wore these before, but I haven't worn these. These are the brand new chinks that I've been working on. I'm going to make their official debut tomorrow at the Virginia Black Powder match. That's 9 things. Now, good thing about wearing 9 when you're only required to wear 5 is, if I get hot, first thing I can take off is that extra vest. They take me down to a shirt and a neckerchief, which is a nice cool outfit. If the temperature goes up even more, I can take off the chinks, because there's a lot of leather wrapped around your legs and some weight too. And that takes me down to 6. And if all else fails, I can always take off my cuffs because they go around your arm. And that should make me pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and put everything on so you can see it. And that way you can see it. Now the set of spurs I bought the spurs, but the spur straps, actually made the spur straps from a pattern that I bought. These are patterned after Teddy Roosevelt's spur straps that he wore when he was a rancher back in the 1880s. Alright. This is Marshall PC Wabash, all classic cowboyed up. Now, we was talking about early in the video, Classic Cowboy has to have at least 5 things. I said I like to overdress because it gets hot. I can take 4 things off. And the first thing I would probably take off is this vest. Just that extra layer of, just get that off. But anyways, we're going to go with what I have on. That's all classic cowboy attire, in case anybody's interested in size and want to dress the full part. Here goes. I have my spurs with spur straps. Okay? Then I have chinks or the bow ties, which is from the knees down. I got either one depending on the weather. Usually like to wear the bow ties in hot weather, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff. But I just made them, so I'm going to make the debut tomorrow. So we got spurs with spur straps, chinks, Then we come up the body, cowboy cuffs right here. The garters, the vest, with pocket watch, full-size chain, neckerchief with a tie, or you can tie it in a knot, either one. Under here we have suspenders. It's all part of the outfit. Let's see. Oh, then on your gun belt, you have to have a knife. Now, I made this knife holder so I can either put it down here in my boot, or I'm putting it on top of my Botox, because I can slide it like that, or I can leave it right here and wear it on the belt. So I got knife, spur straps, suspenders, chinks, vest, watch, cuffs, garters, and a neckerchief. That's 9 things. So I can lose it as I see fit on a hot day. Well, this is as classic as cowboy as I can get. This is everything I got to start the day. So I'll be out there on that trail tomorrow. The marshal's going after them bad guys with his black powder guns tomorrow. They won't never see me coming. After the first 2 shots, the place be so smoky I use it like a smoke screen. And chasing down in the dark. Well, this is Marshal P.C. Woolbash, and I'm out.